Hello, this is Pastor Scott Porter from Abiding Word Church in Sterling, Illinois with today's Video Devo. You can join me here every weekday morning for a word of encouragement that I believe will help you get your day started out right. Did you know that dynamite is dangerous? Yeah, it can explode and hurt things and people. This isn't real dynamite though, so it couldn't hurt anybody unless you hit them in the head with it or something like that. Yeah, real dynamite though is dangerous, but fake dynamite isn't very dangerous at all. Did you know there is such a thing as a dangerous prayer? Dangerous prayers are when we ask and allow God to enter every closet and corner of our hearts, our lives. It's when we surrender and then we obey Him when He gives direction. Then are we willing to look at what He finds, the things He points out to us. Dangerous prayers are also dangerous because God immediately takes you up on it. I believe when you utter simple words of faith, heaven takes a Polaroid picture of you with your hands up, and an amazing process begins. God closes in on us in order to crush our fears and demolish all selfishness. Yet God's grace is so amazing. God not only gives us the power to serve Him, He plants in us the desire to surrender to His will, even if we are scared of the consequences. This is what the Apostle Paul described when he said, quote, "For it is God who is at work in you both to will and to work for His good pleasure." End of quote. God has an uncanny way of wooing us into obedience and submission. Our flesh may protest, our fears may paralyze us, but in the end, if we will simply lift our hands and surrender, then God's grace takes over. He gives us power, strength, and a willing heart, and the results are supernatural because it is God at work in us. Jesus taught His disciples to cultivate this willing spirit and to pray dangerous prayers. He told them in the Bible, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into His harvest." This is what I kind of call a trick prayer, a loaded prayer. You pray it at your own risk. Because when we ask the Lord to send workers out into the field, are we really saying, "Here am I, Lord, send Mike or Chuck or Barbara"? But the Lord of the harvest will likely tap you on the shoulder and say, "Well, what about you?" The church has advanced throughout history because of people who surrendered to God. One of them was a man named David Brainerd. He was a missionary to the American Indians during the 18th century. Brainerd's legacy is one of total consecration to God's plan for his life. He died at the young age of 29. But Brainerd recorded this very dangerous prayer in his diary. Quote, that's what he wrote. "Here am I, send me. Send me to the ends of the earth. Send me to the rough, the savage pagans of the wilderness. Send me from all that is called comfort on earth. Send me even to death itself, if it be but in thy service and to promote thy kingdom." End of quote. Sadly, we rarely hear prayers like that today, because Brainerd's passion would be considered politically incorrect fanaticism in this day and age. Too often we don't promote self-sacrifice. We have a new gospel of self-fulfillment. We don't talk about carrying a burden for lost people. We ourselves are lost in our comfortable materialism. I wonder what would happen if all of us prayed like this with full sincerity before this year was over. What if you raised your hands and left all your fears, your worries, your excuses, your stipulations, limitations, and conditions on heaven's altar and invited God to use your life how He wants to? I dare you to try. I double dog dare you. This is Pastor Scott Porter from Abiding Word Church in Sterling, Illinois, reminding you that Jesus loves you, and we do too. Now go out and make it a great day today.